Hey everyone, welcome back to Sudoku Maniacs. Now, today we have something which I personally have never seen before, and there was no way I was not going to put this in front of you because this is a classic Sudoku that was created by my very good friend Tom Collier of the UK, and it is such an amazing Sudoku which actually demonstrates how the human common sense and logic can beat a computer algorithm. Yeah, you heard me right. We are defeating the computer here. So you may wonder how we are going. So we will definitely look into that. But first, what I did was I put this Sudoku in the Sudoku Wiki solver. This is an online tool which grades Sudokus based on their, what do you say, difficulty level, right? So what I did was, this is the online solver that we have, and I put this in here, and I click, and there is a button on the top which talks about grader, and I clicked on that grader, and the solver says this Sudoku is a of diabolical grade. I mean, it's on a higher level than a hard or a very hard classic Sudoku. So I decided, okay, I clicked on the solve path to see what all techniques are being used by the computer to solve this. So the first thing, okay, one single that we can directly look at is based on these fours and this four. All right. So I look. The first step is one single, the four that we just saw, that was found. Then it has used the pointing and directly it jumps to the pointing pair. There's no other singles or pairs that are being used. So the next technique that the computer is using is pointing pairs at two cells, and then there's some line box reduction. I hardly ever use these techniques when I'm solving, so some of these terms are bonkers if you ask me, because which have no place in a competitive solving environment. However, the system has used this technique to eliminate two more digits, and then the next step, it jumps directly to the swordfish technique to eliminate six digits. So imagine it has used the swordfish technique six times. After that, it has the X cycles that was used twice. Once again, it used X cycle again, and alternating inference chains. This is some crazy advanced version of the chains of the skyscraper technique that we use, and this was used by the Sudoku 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this was used by the Sudoku solver six times. So you basically get an idea as to all the so-called high-end techniques that the solver had to use. All right. Now, so obviously this is, as the system said, a diabolical grade. Now coming to the moot point that I was mentioning, how common sense and logic of the human mind can simply make these very easy to solve. And if you want to try this Sudoku on your own also, I have added a link in the description where you can try it on your own. Right? Yeah. So coming back to the puzzle. Now, as we were discussing, right, this 4 can be placed. Correct? And after this, we do not see any number that is blindly evident which can be placed. But now, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this row and a column. I'll tell you why we are going to look at it. All right. Now, when I look at this 1 and 2, in this column and this row, the digits 1 and 2, which are part of box 1 and 9, right? They will both have to occur twice. I will have two ones and two twos. And there will not, because since 3 already occupies the row 9 column 1, I can't have them here, right? So I will require a 1 2 here and a 1 2 here. Now let's mark the possibilities where they can occur, and let's use a different color, and I'll use gray. So 1 and 2 cannot be here, so it can be here, here, and for these in the row 9 it can be here or here. Alright, so out of these 6 cells, 4 of them will be 2 ones and 2 twos, correct? Now when I look at box 9, both of these cannot be 1 and 2, because if both of these were 1 and 2, 1 and 2 cannot come here, and in row 9 I will have only one cell to place both the digits. Hence, and similarly it will go for the row 9 also. I can't have 1 and 2 both of them here, because similarly then in column 1 there will be only one place left. So what this means is, now I'm going to use a different color. It means one of this is a 1 2, one of this is a 1 2, which means this will be a 1 2 and this will be a 1 2, because otherwise I will not be able to fit in all the ones and twos in row 9 and column 1. So I place this 1 2 and 1 2. This can be a 1 7 by pencil mark, because 6 4 5 will occupy here, and this will be a 2 7. Alright, which forms a triplet. And the moment you get a triplet, the remaining two digits in the column are 8 and 9. We have an 8 and a 9. And this is what I'm saying. The human common sense beats the computer, because the computer or the Sudoku solver that was out there was not able to identify this. It was using its own algorithms, so-called high-end techniques and all. And that is why I am not such a big fan of all these so-called advanced techniques that we keep on seeing, and people are clamoring to learn those, because honestly they are irrelevant as long as we are able to use a little bit of common sense and logic, and we break it. So you will see in the course of this solving that apart from identifying these 1 and 2s, we will not be using any advanced technique to solve this. So now we have an 8 here with an 8, so this becomes an 8. 8 8, this can't be an 8, this is an 8. We have an 8 here, this becomes an 8, and this 8, and the final 8, and we have wrapped up all the 8s, correct? 1 cannot isn't logged here, so 1 cannot be here. This becomes my 1. This will be a 3 5. Alright, this will be a 3 5 6 3 5 6. Now the 7 cannot be in these two. This cannot be a 7, so this is my 7. 7 can't be here, 7 can't be here, 7 is here, 7 7 7 is logged in these two. Alright, which means now the 4 again cannot be here, so this is a 4, which gives me a pair of 3 and 5, which makes this a 2 and a 9, because we already got a 2 here, so this is a 2 and a 9, and we wrap up the row, right? So this 4 cannot be here, this is a 4, we have a 3, so this becomes a 5, this is a 3, so this is a pair of 5 and 6. 3 3 3 cannot be here, this is a 3, which leaves me 1 2 3 4 and 7. So this is a 4 and a 7, because we got a 7, which makes this a 1, so that's a 2, that's a 7, and this becomes a 1 by classical rules. Alright, and the remaining two digits are 2 and a 5, so 2 with a 5 here, which makes this a 3 and a 5. And the missing digits here are 4 and 6, so that's a 4 and a 6, because we got this last one, and this would become a 5, and this followed by a 6. So that leaves me with a 2 5 here, and here I require 3 4 and 9. 4 4, so that's 4, so that's a 3 9 3 9. Row 3 I require a 2 and a 9. Okay, so we'll mark that. Okay, column 7, two numbers are missing. We have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 6 and 9, we got a 9, so that's a 6 and that's a 9, which makes this a 9 6 and a 3 to wrap up box 4. So now what are we missing here? In row 5, 5 and 7 are missing. 7 cannot be here, so that's a 5 with a 7. With a 5, this would become a 2 and this would become a 5 again. So 5, 5, this would be a 5. This would become a 9 because we got the 2. So that's a 3 and a 9. And this would become a 2. Missing a 3 and 6. We got a 3. So that's a 3 and a 6. 3 cannot be here, cannot be here. So that's my 3, the last digit. The 1, 1, 5. And the remaining are 6 and 2. And yes, sir, my solver says I have the correct solution. Now you tell me, was I off the mark when I said that human logic beats a computer? Because we saw all the techniques that the solver was saying that we have to use this, that, 6 times the swordfish, and God knows what kind of chains and all. And yet, logically, when we identified these 1 and 2s, we were just using the concept of using singles, hidden and naked singles. And this is something we need to keep our eyes out for, because it is not necessary that you need to know so called these computer generated techniques to solve difficult sudokus. A little bit of common sense and logic and a bit of practice as well, and especially knowing where to look and to look for what. Obviously, we have been solving sudokus for quite some time and we are able to locate these kind of, what you say, break-ins. But then these break-ins are the basic difference where the puzzle for the player becomes either easy or difficult. What I would suggest is you too go to the website sudokuviki.org, key in these digits there, grade it, check, click on the solve path button and see what the computer says, and then you try to solve it on your own. So once again, I would like to say this was an awesome creation by Tom Collier. And the moment I saw this, I was speaking to him last night. I said, I'm going to feature this because this is something people would love to see. Though the Sudoku is rated as a diabolical, if all we used was the logical break in followed by only the singles to place all the digits. I have also mentioned the link to Tom's blog in the description of the video so you can check out some of the other awesome creations of his. I mean, Tom is really one of the very good Sudoku setters that we have in the world today. And it's really good to see him back on his blog frequently. He posts Sudoku every Friday. So do give it a look. I'm sure you will enjoy his Sudokus and the other puzzles that he posts. Do let us know in the comments how you found this video and what your thoughts are on this break-in technique that we identified today. I would love to hear from you guys. So, till the next time, happy solving.